What industry?
Raised $1.1 billion crowdfunding on the internet. I don't go to wealthy people. I don't go to Mark Cuban and say, hey, fund my project. I've never gone to a big equity fund like a Blackstone and say, give me $1 billion. I could, but I don't. I build a big audience. I create great products. Say, would you guys like to invest with me? I compare myself to the amount of money on the planet.
I'm just a free thinker, man. I don't see things the way a lot of people see things.
Why should you never buy a house?
Well, because houses are terrible investments.
Super important for a business. The key with business is to make sure you're always moving forward, always producing content, and always doing everything you can as quickly as possible while maintaining the quality. Do not conflate quality with speed. You can do the same. Everyone thinks things take forever. Things don't take forever. Things can be done quickly. I know, because I've done it.
For the past 10 years, I've been keeping this little notebook with a scratch pad that I call, you see that? Money wisdom. Reminders to self. And these are basically just anytime I heard something, I read something, or I learned something that was wise about wealth, I would write it down. And I put all the notes here, and today I'm going to read you a bunch of the things that are in this notebook.
That had me focus on progress to just keep getting better. Little incremental gains every day, every week, every month, every quarter. And even when you move backwards a couple of steps, what's the progress that you made and what you learned? So I was taught that failure is an opportunity to learn. And I was also taught to disassociate me being a failure from failure.
I like sitting down with Rabbi Manis Friedman. Rabbi Manis Friedman, if you don't know him, he's YouTube's most popular rabbi. He has over 187,000 subscribers. Some of his videos have millions of views. It was a phenomenal sit down. We discussed what is it about money that makes the world go round? What advice would he give to someone who's extremely wealthy? What advice would he give to someone who has no money? Where do you go after you die?
Ooh,
I mean,
wow, we're getting like spiritual over here.
It was phenomenal. It's crazy how spiritual money is.
Pump and dump scheme involving penny stocks
were swindled out of over $120 million.
Of a worthless penny stock scheme cost investors ultimately more than $200 million in losses. Perfect Wolf of Wall Street stuff.
Outside of the mainstream stock exchanges, there exists a lesser-known marketplace.
See a lot of investors that are thinking, I'm going to get in on this early and make a ton of money.
A marketplace where a lot of penny stocks are traded that may lure in unsuspecting investors looking for wealth on Wall Street.
A penny stock is a speculative high-risk investment.
This is like 1999 again with the promoters and the message boards, and they couldn't make it.
I'm getting a lot of calls from investors who are getting scammed by penny stock operators.
People are not people without problems. They have, as a rule, just as many problems and largely the same kind as everyone else. The difference is that they learn to solve their problems. Successful living is nothing more than the ability to solve successfully the problems which are as much a part of living as breathing. The degree of our success will be determined by the extent to which we can solve our problems. If you can tell me what you want, I can tell you how to get it. The problem with the great majority of individuals is not with their ability to achieve their goals in life, but rather with the failure to understand two factors vital to successful living. The first is to make the decision as to what it is we want enough to give it most of our attention until it's been achieved, and to clearly define it. And the second is to fully understand that we have the ability to achieve this goal, or we wouldn't want it in the first place.
I think you can see that I'm no smarter than anybody else in this room. I just use certain little basic tools to be successful every day. Take the word no out of your vocabulary. Worry about your customer. No spare customers. Use the 95-5 rule. Separate yourself from everybody else. Be the bull at whatever you do. And I don't care if you're in the mail room or if you're the person behind that camera, that I'm going to be better than anybody else with that camera, and I'm going to be the best mail carrier and the person who comes up and is the most organized and does it the most professional way. You can be the bull at any position you're doing, and it's just telling yourself, I'm going to do this better than anybody else.